So, fuck, gay man. Oh Mann. War ja klar, ne? Hello?
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, my bad. That
A
was
lot of
my battery died on my other phone. But hold on a second. Warum höre ich ihn hier? Ich höre ihn hier drüber. Ach so, das klang gerade, als wäre das über die Lautsprecherboxen. Ups. Okay. Okay. I'm good.
good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Do you
All
want to
right. I
continue
guess they
where you
feel
where you stopped at?
I can't even remember where I stopped at, to tell you the truth. I'll be all over the place. It's chaos.
Well, if you like, we can go to the next question. Um,
Sure.
I was going to ask you, what is the role in today's society of the woman and of the mother?
The mother is supposed to be the nutritional expert. Now, there is several goddess deities. You have a deity of love, you have a deity of a teacher, but you also have a deity of war. At this point of time, the mother in her community, she must hold the household together, and she has to be a teacher to the child, because most children are longing for that motherly love.
Yeah.
That motherly love isn't the same. Like I saw something on Dr. Phil where they had some girl who hates herself. She hates her skin color. And I'm looking at the mother kind of sideways, because I'm looking at her like, how do you let this, develop this type of way? But she wasn't watching her child. She was inviting demons in her household. She wasn't being that mother figure. She was just living vicariously with her child. Our women are unlike any women on the planet. And I'm talking about from a range of things, from spirituality, from circumstances, beauty, education, plethora of things. And there is a war against our women to hypersexualize them, mainly hypersexualize. We got to hypersexualize. And yes, they are beautiful beings, very beautiful. But at this point of time, you can't be so far in the world where it causes a rift in your child's spiritual development. So the problem with our children, we have mothers who's torn between what is popular for our women, what is popular, because really women will look up to another beautiful woman. Women value beauty. So if you're beautiful and you're a woman, other women will look up to you, especially black women. Well, the beautiful women in our community, we don't have a lot of sisters spreading this type of knowledge at this point in time. So one, you got to get up on your studies. You got to do more. I know you do a lot, but shoot, if I told you earlier that the highest deity is the Great Mother, you're capable of anything.
Yeah, definitely.
You're capable of anything. So what's happening? We have a schizoid generation of children because we're not combining these energies that needs to develop the spirithood of our children. So she needs to be the foundation if the father can't be the foundation. And we need to stop going against our men. I see a lot of what you call it, feminism.
Feminist.
That was a created agenda. Because at the end of the day, white women do not care what happens to black women. Been a plethora of black women killed, and I haven't seen one feminist group. And I'm a researcher. I research daily. I haven't seen one feminist group come out and speak about Sandra Bland yet. I haven't seen one. They could have did some agent stuff and just a feminist group just come out and be like, hey, we want to do something for Sandra Bland. She's a woman. And it don't got nothing to do with color. It don't got nothing to do with that. Well, if you're about that, then why you ain't do that?
Yeah.
So it's really created to divide and to conquer. It's all about dividing and conquer.
And also the thing that's bothering me is when women say, oh, I don't need a man for nothing, or like some women just want to get the sperm and then grow the child on their own, or all types of stuff. I mean, especially on Facebook, I read so many different posts about this topic, where black men say black women ain't shit, black women say black men ain't shit. And it's like, okay, guys, we all have been hurt, okay? But you can't say that just because you have made bad experience with a few, that everybody's like that. And also with the women, it's like some of them, they just be like, oh, buy me this, buy me that. They don't think they have to do anything. They expect so much from a man. He gotta have, like, I even have friends who said, well, I wouldn't talk to a guy. He at least would have to have a car. Like, this is the minimum that he has to have in order for me to talk to him. And even when I was 15, 17, 18, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I even told them, this is just straight up stupidity. What does his car or money have to do with him, his personality, his soul, his ways, or however he's going to take care of you? And what you gonna do if you get with a guy who got all the money in the world? What if something happens to him? Or what if that money? You're gonna be so quick to jump onto the next one who got something in his pockets. But it's like, I just think it's stupid. Some women just think all they have to do is look pretty, have a big butt, and then they can just demand a whole lot of stuff from a man. But these women don't do anything for that man. And I just don't like these type of people who act like this, and then they go around say that they don't need a man, and then at the same time they say they can't find nobody and men ain't shit. Well, it's like you sometimes attract what you are. I wouldn't say all the time, but a
Right.
lot of times.
Right. I mean, the only women that say they don't need men is black women. I never heard an Asian woman say I don't need ching chong in my life. I never heard a white person say I don't need Billy no more. I don't hear that. Only from Quoco Nisha. Quoco Nisha says she don't need no man, and that was a agenda in the '90s when they brought out that whole independent woman thing. They tried to bring out that independent woman and all of that. And that was just, and then the government came and gave money to a woman in a household. As long as you don't have a man in the household, the government will give you money. That's an agenda.
That's stupid.
So I'll be the first one to tell you, the black man is fucking crazy right now. Yes. We got some fucked up shit with us. Yes, we do. Now that white boy crazy as hell too. That white boy real crazy. But that, yes, we have some dysfunctional things that we need to deal with. We have demons. We picked up demons. Now we the only people that can say that we aren't the original people of who we was before. Nobody else can say that. We got a whole plethora of information covering that. We was a whole different people than what we were in modern time. But the black man and the black woman, the same bug that bit her bit you too. So don't try to act like one is more oppressed than the other. We're both equally oppressed.
Yep.
Now, yes, it goes white man, white woman, black man, black woman, whatever else. Okay, if you want to believe that, that's if you want to believe it. But it's smoke screens. It's all smoke screens.
And I think this feminism stuff, this movement is also that I think, a lot of women might misunderstand it because they think like they don't need a man for nothing. And I imagine them to look like how, like muscles like this and they do everything themselves, okay, if that's how they feel. But this is actually not what it's about. You can be a strong woman. You can be a
I'll tell you
very,
what it
very
is.
strong woman. But that doesn't mean that you don't need a man. You can be a strong woman with a strong man. You feel me? Like, I know I need my king. I'm glad that I have him because for some things I need him. He's like my second half of the brain sometimes, like we add each other up.
Right.
And I think that's important. And I think everybody is looking for somebody. Even those
Well,
people who just go around sleeping around, or even those people who say, I don't need nobody. I mean, I think it's just kind of like a mask that they put on to shield something off that's inside of themselves that they don't want to um, present to people in a way, and then they kind of like cover it up with acting, oh, I'm so strong, I don't need a man. And it's funny like how far some of them take it. I don't know if you've seen this video, if y'all seen this video, but there was a video going around on Facebook where this one lady, she was pouring water on like in between men's legs because she didn't like them sitting on the subway or on the train or on the bus with their legs spread. So she just put water on
mm,
there, and I'm like, she is so glad that she didn't get messed up for that. Like, if you don't like it, why you looking in between their legs? Like, just look away. You can't just go around and try to make people do things that you want them to do. But then the feminists walk around and say, "Oh, I can have my nipples out. I'm a woman. I have rights. I can do all this stuff." And then you complain about somebody sitting with his legs spread. Like, you know what I mean? It's like contradicting itself. Like, they think they can have
right.
all the rights in the world, and then at the same time, they are putting the men down. Like, okay, if you know you're a woman, you strong and you all that, why do you need to put the men down like that? Like, men ain't like, in a way, like men ain't shit. And then if you had men who did this, like masculinism or whatever you would call that, you feel me? And if men would do
Yeah.
that, how would women feel? You feel me? But for women, it's okay because we're kind of like soft and sensitive beings. But I don't think it's okay. I think there's a difference between showing that you are strong and that you are able to
hmm
do things on your own,
hmm
and saying like you don't need nobody. I think there's still a big difference.
I mean, what it is, we have been given a different thought form to what love is. Because mainly what these women want is love.
Yep.
But love, in a sense, what we've been taught in this particular generation is superficial. You've been taught superficial things like a wedding ring, like wedding rings, or a big time wedding, nice dress, clothes, nice house, benefits, superficials. When love is something more ancient And it has nothing to do with anything in the physical. You shouldn't even have to tell your mate you love them. You show them you love them.
Yeah.
So this love comes out of this whole romance thing, which comes from Rome. And it's outside of the true black mind frame of what was put place as a precursor for us to understand spiritually within ourselves. So we're looking for the superficial isms of this love thing. And the word love is the main thing that messed our community or our black women up. What's someone can come in and tell you they love them. They can come in and say, I love you. And then they can run your pockets. So really it's game. We're really game goofy. We're very game goofy. But when it comes to the love thing, we got our eyes is wide open. We don't understand what this is. It's not nothing superficial. That is a political agenda. You don't think on Valentine's Day they make a lot of money?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's an agenda. That's government. Get you so you nigga then buy you some hearts. He didn't leave you a trail of roses back to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Those are superficial things. Mm-hmm.
And then especially it shouldn't be just like on one day that you do something for your loved one or Mother's Day. It's like in a way that the government is trying, or is like the government has to remind people to love your mother, to love your dad, to love your loved one. It's like, why do you need these holidays? Like, it should be normal. Like, I don't care about Valentine's Day, to be honest. I don't care about it. I don't need no roses on that day. I don't need no back massage on that day. You feel me? Because I'm getting that stuff anyway during the year. So why should I wait on a special, specific day for that? That's stupid.
She's trying to say her man take care of her.
Definitely.
So yeah, our brothers got to do better. We gotta, yes, we gotta step our game up. And I will say we gotta get the black men got to get back. We got to get a warrior spirit back because it's a lot of agendas. We're not we can't go into the whole gay agenda too, because we got
Yeah,
that
but
going on too.
but
We got a lot of things.
in a way,
Mm-hmm.
it's not our fault. In a way,
No, no,
because
not at all.
we are being so distracted, controlled in everything for so many years.
Consistently, consistently. Yes, yeah.
And
Every day is another distraction.
then you have poverty, which brings crime a lot of times along with it. And it's just, whenever I have the topic with somebody about crime in America and guns and robbery and killings, I always say that there's a reason for it. The main problem, or the first problem that black people had, were the colonizers. So this brought the first imbalance, is what I think, to America. And then you have all the rest, we know all the rest. So I think, all this plays a big role too. Um, why our people are in the condition that they are in.
Well, that's one thing I want to nip in the bud for everybody. White people was never black people's biggest problem. Our biggest problem was that we got trapped in a human body.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Our biggest problem was we, being souls, came to another plane, which we did not know. And we didn't know we had to sustain ourselves for survival. We went into a ecological system and we don't live in the jungle. We don't live in pyramids. We don't live in houses now. We don't live everywhere. We couldn't figure out how to get back to the blueprint room. There's a blueprint room. And white people are nothing but something in the physical to keep us attracted to luxury. They create luxury That's the main thing white people create is luxury. So, and they also create a discontinuance of learning. Luxury and a discontinuance of learning, but that's not our problem. Our biggest problem is learning how to get our vibrations back to the highest level so we can ascend and never come back here. You don't want to come back here because you might come back as a transsexual. Unless
Oh,
you
please
like that
don't
type of
say
thing.
that. Don't say
I'm
that.
sorry. We
No,
have
no, 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 no,
transsexuals
no.
on here.
No
I'm
way.
so sorry.
No way.
You
I
know, if
hope
we if
that
we
I
have
hope
that.
that I hope that I will make it out of this realm, and I hope that our children will make it out of this realm because I'm really tired of this place. I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart and from my soul. I am so
Mhm,
tired of this place. It's like myself is expecting something to happen, like something big to
mhm.
happen that this shit is finally stopping. But um it's really like you have to find the key. You have to really find the key on how to leave this realm. And I think a lot of things will keep you in this realm, like materialism. Also, if you get too stuck to certain feelings or areas that you
The
live
word,
in.
the word you, the word you're looking for is humanity. If you get stuck on humanity, now my next book, which we're going a little bit ahead of ourselves, is going to be called Melanin, Nihilism, and DMT. You will want to get this book, and it's going to teach you how to put humanity in its place. You have to put humanity because humanity is the problem. You see all these Catholic churches, these Catholic priests, what they're doing. You see what the white supremacist is doing. You see what the Black Lives Matter is doing, and all of this. All of this stuff is, what is the end all to it? Are we gonna? We're not coming together. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. White people, black people not coming together. Black people not coming together. White people aren't coming together. There's a war with white people right now. People aren't talking about. So we're not coming together because humanity has reached its zenith. The butterfly, the caterpillar doesn't go into the cocoon to become a caterpillar again. The butterfly is something outside of the physical. The cocoon is what you experience in the physical, is the path. You gotta do something called path working. It's called path working. The
Okay.
caterpillar goes into the cocoon to become a butterfly. So what we're dealing with the distractions of humanity. And humanity is black people's number one enemy, not white people. Now, white people are a distraction within humanity, but our problems existed before he even came to the planet. Reincarnation is real, O'Neill Williams, but you don't want to reincarnate. Just call it reincarceration.
Yeah, that's a good
You're
word.
there you go. You coming back to the prison. This is a prison.
And
When you go to sleep, go ahead.
that's the
No,
thing.
go ahead.
For years I've been having this I had this feeling that I need to break out, and I never knew what it was. I always thought I have to move around. I just don't feel comfortable in the city that I am in or the country. I always had this feeling like, in a way, like I'm a bird in a cage. And after some years, I realized that it has nothing to do with wherever on this earth that I'm living at. It's like it has something to do with my soul, with my inner self. Like my inner self is realizing that this body and this realm is a prison in a way. But it took me a few years to understand that it has something to do with my soul, that that's the reason why I felt that way.
Right. And your soul will always reveal. And I put that in the book also. Um, If you could, just hold up the book so they can, if they can, so
Yeah,
they can see it.
definitely.
I put that in the book that you have to discern the difference between the ego and the soul. Thank you. You have to discern what is the ego speaking and what is the soul speaking. The soul, the ego is a louder voice. The soul is a whisper. You ever did something and you be like, okay, and you set out to do something and you do the opposite. And when you do it, you figure out that the first thing that you thought that you should have did was in actuality what you should have done. That was the soul telling you right there.
Yes.
But it was a whisper. It happens all the time. So that's a see, the reason why the soul ain't loud is because we haven't raised our vibrations.
Yeah, and also the monkey mind, I think that's what it's called, is so loud the whole time. You know, we are not used to silencing it anymore. It's just so loud the whole time. It's like with myself, if I'm honest, like my mind is talking the whole time. 24/7, just blah 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 blah, all types of different
It's called
thoughts.
chatter. Hmm.
And that's like I find it very annoying. Like sometimes I try to silence my mind and I try to think like just shut up. Just don't think, don't think about anything. Just have silence. Then I try to imagine what silence sounds like. Like just nothing. But then my mind starts talking some stuff again. It's like how can you, I mean probably through meditation, but yeah, I have to do that more often, I guess.
Well, you got to learn trance as well. We get into the word meditation. It's trance also. You can go into a trance. A trance can help you. Um, you're dealing with chatter. If those of you that's on the live feed, if you go in your mind and it's a lot of things bombarding your mind, it's called chatter. It's called chatter. And what you have to do other exercises other than just meditation. Or maybe you need to light some palo sticks because they say that the aroma from certain incense can do something to the brain that what you're trying to do is manipulate the brain
Mhm.
or manipulate the mind. The brain, forget the brain. You know when the Egyptians when they wrapped the mummy, when they cut out the organs of the body, they threw the brain away. That should tell you something. But but because the brain is what creates the matrix. The brain is these two eyes is what creates the matrix. This is you was never you. You never existed. The only thing that believes it exists is your ego. The only thing that exists is your soul. And it will exist past this world. But if you feed into humanity and you feed into the distractions, then it's like a classroom. That's why they call it university, which is short for universe. You have to come back and do it all over. You have to stay back, which is called reincarnation. You stay. The reason why you here, you stay back. We all stayed back. A
Yeah,
class full of people stayed back. Hmm.
but it's like I think like it's hard to stay away from all these distractions. You would have to be in a way not totally isolated, but pretty much just stay to yourself because the more you get in contact with other people, you just um how can I say, like you just take on their energy too when they are around you.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know what type
You
of
take on
thoughts.
their attributes.
Yeah. And you don't know what type of thoughts be floating around that you might catch up or whatever, it's like you would have to really stick to yourself for like the most
Right.
part.
Let me let me piggyback off that. And yeah, Tahiti, you're right. Mantras help with trance. You should record yourself saying that you are God and play the recording when you go to sleep so you can get in your subconscious. Put headphones on, go to sleep with that. Record that. But Also, you can do that with other things. The people you're around, you can take on attributes and thought forms from people. Also, what you eat. Because if you eat a lot of different things, now I'm not one of them people that's all, you know, you need to eat leaves and all that. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm trying to say is if you never even tried to just eat healthy, like just vegetables, I'm just eating vegetables, I'm not eating meat, then the melanin in your body doesn't even know how it is on that particular vibration. It hasn't even experienced it. I'm not saying the end all say all is the whole vegetarian thing. It all comes out as shit anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's slop. So it's excrement. But you can take on thought forms from eating a meat, a particular meat. That cow probably got hit on the head in a violent way for them to extract that meat from it. And you took on, the cow probably was in a horror, a state of horror, and you ate that. So you took on that vibration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my phone's dying as well. Let me plug it in. Y'all still see me?
Yep. But I've been a vegetarian for like 2 years, but then I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of it. Like the beginning was easy, and then after some time, I was like, man, I want some meat. So, yeah, now I'm back to meat.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been eating meat. I came back to it. Hold on, let me fix this. Are we good? I came back to it recently, but when I wasn't eating meat, I had so much channels. I had so much channels. I don't know. And I ate me a sub today. It was good as hell. But you just got to do different things. The melanin, you got a left hemisphere of the brain and the right hemisphere. Sometimes you need to eat with your left hand. Try that. You know, try something different. Like today, I took a shower in the dark.
Okay.
Ever tried that?
No.
What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to trick my subconscious into giving me a channel of information. It's a cosmic computer. So you can't outright do it. Sometimes you got to trick your mind into it. You have to find what you have to do to trick the mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
Um,
let's get in. Okay.
Let me go ahead and ask you the next question. Could
All
you
right.
define what chaos is?
Okay. All right. In the beginning, before you have the physical is called order. You ever hear in the courtroom, they say order in the court.
Yeah.
Order in the court. Also, they put on lamb's hair to show you. That's another thing. They wear all black, but that's occult stuff. Anyways, the energy that existed prior to order and creation is something called chaos. Chaos is a state of being where change is supreme, and that's what melanin is. Melanin is a precursor to matter. Matter is this physical body, that fan behind me, that green screen behind you, all of this is matter. But the substance that existed prior to matter, which they call antimatter, is something called chaos. It's a state of being where change is supreme. So, for instance, with black people, we started off in the music industry, we started off with gospel. The slaves will start with gospel. Then the gospel went into blues. Then the blues somehow went into we had classical. I think classical probably came before blues. Classical music, blues. Then you went into funk. You had funk, which went into rock and roll, which went into R&B, which went into hip hop. You see this consortium of energies, these different things. But that's a example of chaos, because chaos constantly is moving. I forgot jazz. I'm sorry, that's real big. Chaos is constantly moving. It can't stay in one state. And that's what melanin is, and that's what black people are. So people keep saying, why don't black people come together? Well, if you're made up of a energy that existed prior to creation, and this energy is called chaos. And chaos means change, specifically, or unorganized energy. Who is more unorganized than black people? What I mean by unorganized energy isn't something bad. It just means it's a blueprint of something to come. So this particular melanin inside us is chaos, and chaos is the ley lines of the universe. Is something that was here prior to the creation of the universe. So you get the word chaos. The two chief gods in the Egyptian pantheon is Asar and Aset. Asar, chaos.
Like the
beginning
Wizard of Oz?
substance. The Wizard of Oz. You got it. All you got to do is put these things together. Is right in front of your eyes, but you got to look with this eye.
Yeah.
Consciousness. He said, somebody asked a question, I believe.
Is there any metaphysical relations between black people and techno music?
All music. The word music comes from the word muse. A muse it comes out of the Greek pantheon. It's another word for melanin. The muse is related to an ancient god called Echidna. Bobby Hemmett talks about Echidna, but the muse is something is something that is constantly learning. That's why you get the word museum. You go to the museum to learn about different things, but it's a substance that constantly learns. So anything with music came from us. What is music? Music is melanin brought to scale. You know how scales, how you scale a chart like B flat and all this, how they line up music? Music is melanin in scale form. So if you could synthesize melanin into something, it would be music. Even in Aleister Crowley's book, he said the new religion of the future would be a music. I think that's hip hop, but we got to destroy that shit. Let's come back to it at some point.
Yeah. Somebody asked somebody said Simonte, can you go deeper on ley lines?
Yes, the ley lines is the first constellations. You have the Draco constellation, you have Archatron, you have Perseus, you have the Great Bear. All of these are star beds, and how these star beds, you know how you connect the stars, they can make a man, or they can make a dragon, they can make all these. That's how the amino acids in your body line up for you to discern information, to process information. The ley lines of the stars, the same ley lines of the mind and in the body, how organs interact with each other, how people interact with each other. This ain't nothing but a correspondence of stars relaying information to each other that make up the whole entire cosmos. So yeah, you said ley lines, energy centers of the body. All it is those stars up there, and we are a hologram in a virtual reality playing what the stars would be in a physical sense.
Okay. O'Neill Williams is asking, what do you think about horoscope?
All right. The great mother's Masonic name is called Zudakaius. Her name is Zudakaius, which is where you get the word zodiac from. Yes, you're born into this particular world under a zodiac, and a zodiac has a horoscope. There's 12 zodiacs, and they say that the 13th zodiac is in actuality Christ. That's the whole story. What I put that in the book. Noah has an ark, and he brings these animals on the ark. The animals are the zodiac. A ark can be spelled with a C or a K, just like how you can spell Catherine with a C or a K. But they were talking about a circle, and the circle is the 12 zodiacs. In the middle of the circle is the black dot, which is that seed I told you that Jehovah breathed into man. The seed is called melanin. It's called a soul. But that dot in the middle of the zodiac is also called the Christ. So this is what I'm saying with horoscopes. Yes, you can read your horoscope and see what energy is hitting the planet currently. But we are God people. So what we're supposed to do is transcend the horoscopes. Whatever they read to you, you're supposed to transcend it because you're the Christ. You're in the middle of the circle. You're not one of those zodiacs. You're supposed to become the 13. Why do you think white people hate the number 13? 13. They made all these movies, the number 13, the number 13. The number 13 is the number of melanin. 13, 11, 9, 0 are magical numbers. Also 23, 21. Shoot, all the numbers belong to us, to tell you the truth, but 0, 1, 9, 11, and 13 are real critical numbers. Real critical numbers. But you're supposed to transcend the horoscopes. Now, why the hell will I read a horoscope and I'll be like, they say I can't get with no Aries, and some fine ass girl come past me, I go holler at her and she say I'm an Aries, and I'm like, oh, I can't talk to you. You must be out of your damn mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go holler at her ass. So you gonna let that it's enslavement. It's enslaving you for you to follow a horoscope. That's just to indicate what type of energy is hitting the planet. That's all the shit is for. So all these people in the damn zodiac shit and all that you got to get into something even more advanced than that. We're more advanced than that, than a zodiac or a horoscope.
Yeah.
This is God school. That's what this is. What this thing is. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna keep going with the questions. You said that knowledge is the cure for ignorance. Could you explain it a little bit more?
Yes. The feminine energy was suppressed in the root chakra in our bodies. They call her the fallen daughter. The daughter has failed. So you have Mary in the Bible, and you have Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene is supposed to be some hoe, sleeping with everybody. Mary is supposed to be the mother of Jesus. Both of them are the same goddess. It's actually Isis and Nephthys in the Egyptian pantheon, and they're supposed to represent knowledge that has to ascend from the darkness into the light. So you have white Isis and you have dark Isis. Darkness means ignorance in an occult sense. When I say ignorance, darkness means something hidden or hasn't been brought to truth. Light represents truth, or light represents knowing. In the age of Pisces, which we just left, we went into the age of Aquarius, I believe 2012. Somebody quote me, all y'all people that be studying that stuff. When we came into the age of Aquarius, we went into the age of knowing. The age of Pisces was the whole, the fish with Jesus. We learned about Jesus. We believed in Jesus. But now you will know who Jesus is, and it's you. Jesus is in actuality the soul. He never existed. The people with the soul, the people with the woolly hair, the people with the brass skin is Jesus. That's knowledge. Ignorance suppresses people and keeps them in a political agenda to boost a new generation into what they want to construct this thing around, which is anti-spirituality. They don't want nothing spiritual. They want it strictly religious. And religious comes from a Latin word that means religare. Religare, means to constrict into constrain. Constrict into constrain, which means to suppress knowledge. So the Illuminati, or whoever you want to say who's doing this, is trying to suppress spirituality and knowledge from the people and keep them in darkness, which means ignorance. But the cure for this darkness is light, which is knowledge. So the book is going to break down the blueprint of this darkness and where this ignorance comes from and what are we caught up in. And it's going to tell you where the light is.
Somebody's asking, what advice would you give to those like myself who have already opened the chakra and or eye?
Keep going. I mean, that's nothing but you took a step. Until somebody come to me, until somebody can come to me and tell me they can damn disappear and go to another damn universe. Keep going. Because it's going to be a point of time where that energy hits this planet, and we're going to be like the Atlanteans again, and that's why they keep coming out with all these X-Men movies and Avengers. That energy is coming.
That's what I hope.
You say what now?
That's what I hope, that's what's going to happen, that we get back to who we used
to be.
It's like we are not even a shadow of who we used to be.
Well, that's one thing we're not going back to what we were. We're going to be greater. We already built pyramids, already not doing that no more. That was something to show you that we brought heaven to earth. That's just something to show you. But this time we actually going to heaven. Big difference. Or this time we're going to transcend the physical. We still, even though we built those pyramids, we still was trapped in human bodies. Them niggas back then was still on the damn potty.
Yep.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. You said in your book that we have replaced science with fairy tales. Why did you say that?
Well, it goes back to this ignorance type thing. We believe that there is a man underground that's red with horns with a pitchfork. And he's waiting. He sometimes he can appear behind your house or something like I don't know. You know, we believe some white man with long hair is gonna come from the sky like this, and all the lights gonna shine, and everybody gonna disappear out. All the bodies gonna disappear and go with him, and all of this is to suppress alchemical information of how your spirit reunites with the chakras into the higher. It's beyond the crown chakra. We got to get back to the black dot. It's higher than the crown chakra. So all of this is to suppress characters with fairy tales, so you don't know the alchemical secrets of how to align your melanin. Everything is about melanin. Melanin is the building blocks of the universe. That's powerful right there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, want to go a little bit deeper, or is that like your answer?
That's my answer.
Okay. Uh yeah. Also, what I would like to know, or for you to explain a little bit further, is what is fear and what function does it have?
Hold the book up for that brother. He just came in the chat. He said what did he miss on there? That's the book right there, brother. You can go on Amazon.com and type in The Blueprint of Darkness by myself, and you can get all this information for yourself. And you can hand that down to your kids, let them read it. Anybody else is made for people who's in religion, to break down metaphysics and esotericism, Jesus, the devil, all of that is in there. All of that is in there, brother. Dreams too. Break down dreams and all of that. Fear. I'm sorry, somebody called me. Hold on. Oh shit. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I'm trying to set this thing so it won't move. All right. Fear is a program put into the simulation of this virtual reality. Fear is a program. The program of fear makes it intensifies the ego. It empowers the ego. So the ego will confuse the soul into knowing what it needs to know. So fear ain't nothing but a program to suppress the soul back from knowing what it needs to know. Now you can talk fear on a mundane level is just a gut feeling. You know, you get a gut feeling, you see a damn cockroach, you want to damn run into the room or something. That's all mundane and stuff, you know. And the reason why you feel it in your gut is because in your stomach region, you have something called a solar plexus. And the word solar comes from the word sol, which means star, which means in this region of your stomach is where the soul is. That's why they say the root chakra starts the chakra tree is in your stomach. That's why you get butterflies when you fall in love with someone or something like that. And that's the same thing with fear. But the fear is a program that these archons, there's these things called archons or demiurge. The archons and the demiurge create these programs within the virtual reality. These programs that they create forever entraps us in our ignorance. And the reason why they create it, they don't want the soul to wake up, because when the soul wakes up, they have to relinquish the power they have above us and us believing that there's a deity outside of us. That's the power they have. The power they have is that we believe there is a deity outside of us that controls everything. When he died, when he created this thing, it's just like yarn. When you spit out, like, picture a ball of yarn, and the yarn, like, or you squeeze a tube of toothpaste, and the toothpaste comes out. Once you finish that squeeze, no more toothpaste can come out. When he had, or ejaculation, once he ejaculated, that's pretty much over. Some men, ain't me, but some men, they that cannon, boom, it's done. They can't do nothing else. It goes lip doodle. When creation happened, that God died. But what was left over was a residue. When he created the world, what was left over was a residue. And the residue is the memory of him, which is called the archons. The archons is the ego, and it's this fear thing. It's programs put into the simulation to keep you caught up in the love and hip hop, to keep you caught up in how fat somebody's ass is, or why your ass ain't fat. All of that comes from the archons. And the archons keeps the higher guys, the titans, the ones who rule, the ones who were slain at the foundation. Basically, they slayed these older gods and used their energy to create their own realm. That's us. But now our energy is, when they talk about Jesus and the wine has fermented. The wine represents the soul. Wine ferments when it sits into something for a long time. The soul has been reincarnated in these bodies for billions of years, and now is ready to go to the next level. The archons want to instill fear, so the cocoon never opens and the butterfly comes out. They want to keep the caterpillar in the cocoon. The cocoon is the physical body. The butterfly is the soul. We trying to become souls. We trying to become star beings again. And we're being suppressed by these programs that the archons install. So I don't know if I went in that too depth. I don't want to go too in depth, and
No, there's no way that you can go too into depth. um,
I just want
okay.
people to understand. Did y'all understand that? Say yes if you understand that. Let's move on.
Yeah. Um, can you
Yeah, they
go?
said they understood it.
Okay. Can you go a little bit more in depth about what the soul is? Also, where it comes from and what's its purpose.
Yes, I can. The chief star of all time is named Sirius. In the beginning, you have the triple darkness of space, the triple darkness of space, which represents the mother, or it represents the womb of the black woman. You have to sit in a black woman's womb for 9 months before you become you, the darkness. So just like how in a womb, you sat in a womb of darkness for 9 months and you become a child. In the beginning, it was darkness, and the first thing that came out of the darkness was a star, just like a child. This star was named Sirius, which is the oldest chief star of all time. It's the biggest star in the universe. It's the oldest star. And basically what happened was, when this renegade deity named Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever that masculine deity that controls religions on the planet, when he created a botched job of a universe, an imperfect, perfect program, virtual reality. the original star had to break itself up and come down here into a human being to clean up what this other guy did. So the word soul comes from the word sol, S-O-L, and it means star. So a soul is a star from a universe that existed prior to the Milky Way. And that star is called Sirius, is why you say yes, sir, to a male. Yes, sir. That comes from Sirius. Also, on your iPhone users, the woman that talks to you on your iPhone name is Siri. Her name is Siri on the iPhone. iPhone, third iPhone, or Samsung Galaxy. See, these white people know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. And they construct the whole society around our occult knowledge. And that's what this book is going to reveal.
Okay. Can you hold on for 2 minutes? I'll be right back, okay? Just 2 minutes.
No problem. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna answer these questions while you doing that. Consciousness is the soul, or is a part of the soul. You don't want to transcend the soul. You actually want to escape the cycles of time. You want to escape the cycles of time. Time keeps the illusion going. Time is keeping the illusion going, and you want to transcend time and transcend the physical, not the soul. You can't transcend the soul. The soul was here in the beginning, it'll be here in the end. The problem is we got a lot of counterfeit spirits, and we can't tell who got a soul anymore, not even black people. Because there's some people that never had souls. What's going on, Eric? What's going on, family? Yes, the Merkaba is what you board when you go to sleep at night, or when you go into a trance meditative state. That is the Merkaba. The Merkaba is the darkness in your mind when you close your eyes. You're now boarding the Merkaba. It's a spaceship to get outside of the body to receive information from star systems beyond. So, yes, we have the Merkaba. All of us have ships, but it's not physical ships. It's spiritual ships. All of them flying saucers and all of that, that's government. That's all government stuff. Go get the new movie Predator. They did a ritual. They had the black man. He had to destroy the ship. They had to do that. They basically had to do that because that's what they got to do to keep a certain energy going. Go get the movie Predator. Go get the movie Venom. In the movie Venom, this black substance came down, and they had to abstract this black substance from this rock, or the stone, the rock of ages. And that substance is melanin, because melanin is called the venom of God. And I told you there's a renegade God. He has the name Yaldabaoth. He has the name Sackless. He has the name Jehovah, Zeus, all of them. In the Gnostic text, it says there's a substance in these people called ambrosia. Ambrosia is called the nectar of the gods. That's also melanin. But ambrosia is called venom, the venom of God. So that's why they made that movie Venom. Can consciousness yes, consciousness can exist without a soul. Yes, it can, but it can only exist in its own realm. Consciousness of the soul is a different realm. So you got animals who got conscious, you know, a roach to climb up a wall. A dog knows how to wag his tail, but it don't have a soul. It has a spirit, anima. Anima or spirit is the energy that animates things on the physical plane. There's a difference between a spirit and a soul. We got souls and we got spirits. black people. That's why they call us soul brother and soul sister. That goes back from the 70s. No problem, Michael. Okay, I'm running away with it. Let me get back to my host.
No problem. You can keep on answering their questions because they have a few, you know, take your time.
You said without a vessel. Hold on, let me go back to his question. Can consciousness exist without a vessel? Is that what you're asking, O'Neill?
Yeah, it said here without a vessel. Yeah, that's what he means.
Yes, I mean, it's called the astral plane, but I told you it's quantum planes, it's hyperdimensional planes, the Syrian planes. You got the sublunar planes, you have the Diva Shattuck planes. This all of the it's more deeper than what we know, but we got to study. We got to stop playing around. We got to study this thing. Got to study it. Please them about the Christ energy.
Let them know.
Let them know what the Christ is. The Christ is melanin. The Christ. Oh, let me spell Zudakias for her. We got to do this again, Nita. See all these questions?
Yeah, for sure. That's already planned.
Yeah, we're going to have to do
That's
this
what I already
again.
want to do with you again, so definitely.
Right. No, my phone looking all retarded because I got to hold it because it's on the charger and everything, but
okay.
We had it right early, so hopefully they go back and look at that. The Christ is melanin. The Christ is melanin. You mentioned predator when I came in, but you know anything? The Anunnaki is black people. You get the word Anu. Naki is another word for serpent. The serpent is the Kundalini energy. The people with the serpent energy, that's why the pharaohs wore the Uraeus crown. The Anunnaki ain't nothing but black people. Don't let no mistakes. There ain't nobody different from you. You the Anunnaki. The predator has dreads. You can grow dreads if you're black. But remember in the movie, he said this alien is a savage alien. Now, how the hell the white man gonna call the alien a savage when this alien got technology to come to our planet and the white man don't got technology to go back to his planet? But the only reference of a savage on planet Earth is black people. So a savage alien is an African alien or a black alien. I think they're asking you a question, Nita.
Yeah, Aaron Jordan is asking if this is going to be available for download. I don't know if he means this book right here or what he
Yes, you
means.
can get it on. You can get the book on PDF. I got it on Amazon. Are you talking about the book, Aaron, or are you talking about the video? They having a ball, man.
Okay. Let's get to dreams. Why do we
All right.
have them? Is my first question, and then I have a second question. But yeah, let's go with the first one. Why do we have dreams?
Okay. They're talking about the video. He asked, "Can you download the video?" The one dude
Well,
talking
it's
about the
going
book.
to be on our Facebook Live, on our Facebook profile, so you know, you can watch it like that.
Inbox me, Eric. Just inbox me when you get a chance. Are we going into dreams?
Yep. Why do we have
Dreams. Why do we have dreams? Life is the true dream. This is the dream. Death is the reality. So we have dreams. It talks about in the text, they talk about death in the beginning. In the Upanishads, it says in the beginning it was death. and these guys died. And they basically went to sleep. And when they awoke, humans existed, or they were encased in human bodies, and they did not know how they got here. Sleep is the only thing on this planet that you cannot resist other than death. You have to go to sleep. There's no way around it. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to close them eyes at some point and go to sleep. But the mystery is the dream is connected to the spiritual centers in your body, and it's connected to the soul, and it's basically a school of information daily to try and synthesize what's going on in the universe and relay it back to your consciousness. So everything in the universe is occurring, is bouncing around the dream realm, and you can pick up on certain things going on. Like the other day, and I'm gonna get on that in a minute, because marijuana shuts down the dream realm. I'm gonna get on that. Maybe we'll do that on another, because black people don't like hearing that. But it's information of the universe being synthesized, is bouncing around. So you have to grasp things. So the other day I saw actually a neighborhood of black people going through some stuff. I never been there before. But you actually, since we're not separate, all of us are the Christ. Because we have the third eye and the pineal gland, we're just in separate bodies, but we're one God together. And that's how they view us. You know, they view black people as one big black person. So when they sentenced OJ, when they sentenced Bill Cosby, they were sentencing black people. They wasn't sentencing Bill Cosby. They were sentencing black people as one, but the same works spiritually. And the dreams are something like a communication channel opened up in the spirit realm, so we can receive messages from ancestors. We can receive messages from each other while we're alive, and we can receive messages of the future of what's to occur.
Yeah. What is lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming, see, when you dream, a basic dream is called remote view. You just be all over the place. You know, you might be in your old house. You might be somewhere with your family, might be somewhere with your friends in the mall, and you can't make out what's going on. It's just something that's occurring over and over and over. Lucid dreaming is actually like, I'm Oni, she's Nita. Lucid dreaming is bringing Nita, the conscious Nita that sees Oni across on the Facebook live streaming. Nita, who's conscious that I'm here right now, she's bringing Nita into the dream. So now Nita sees in the dream now, not remote view where it's all over the place. Nita is consciously aware she's in the dream. And that's where we need to get to.
I love lucid dreaming. It's the best, because in this world, or in this like state of mind, I'm able to do things. Like I can fly, I have powers, or it's just interesting to see how your brain works. Like the other night I had a dream, and I was fully aware of it being a dream. And I dreamed that I was like, I don't know, I jumped up or something, and I was about to fly. And I had this strong feeling of freedom. I was so enthusiastic, like almost too enthusiastic, but I had this really deep feeling of, yes, I'm free. And then I remember I started to fly, and I looked at my hands. I was like this. I looked at myself, and then all of a sudden my fingers, each finger had like a couple of hands on it, on each finger. And I was looking at it, and it started moving. I kind of understood that I have to learn to stay focused in my dreams and to kind of like control it. So I kept looking at it and I could see things inside my hand were moving like it's all alive, and then my hand
Mm.
turned back to the original shape. Like I don't know, like sometimes I feel like my dreams are teaching me something, they are preparing me for something, because I really do have crazy dreams and I sometimes write them down, but not every time, which I should probably do.
And that's what I detail in the book. The mysteries of the soul. If you want to learn how to, if you want to learn magic, if you want to learn how to control your reality, you have to write down every dream and write down the emotion you felt while you're in that particular dream that you just had. Over a series of time, after like a year or two, you go back and look at that notepad and you have a a a, uh, a pamphlet of communicating with the soul, a pamphlet of your communication with your own soul. And by reading this book, you can go into the dream you had on January 25th, 2017, and read it before you go to sleep. And you close your eyes and you can go right back to that dream. You open up a portal.
Yep.
That's the mysteries of melanin. They don't want you to know. And they're trying to shut down the dream realm. They actually, all of the cell phone towers have this white noise they send out. You ever close your eyes? Sometimes you hear this ringing in your ears.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what is that? They sending out this white noise to shut down, and also the TV, the cell phones we own got something called blue light, and it zaps you. It zaps the pineal gland, and it shuts down certain areas of the pineal gland, so you can't. The TV screen, all of this stuff is all a part of the government to shut down the dreams of black people. I'm so serious, because when we not doing that, then if we're not into the dreams, then we're further into the physical, and which I told you that's what they want. They want the physical world to keep going.
Yeah, but they can't stop it. I mean, they can only do so much, no matter how much they try to destroy
Right.
us. I think it's just making us even stronger. That's what I think. I might be wrong, but I just think the more they try to
No,
put
you're
us
right.
down and the more they try to destroy us, the stronger and the better we get. I mean, we don't see it right now. It's just too much negativity that's being spread and that's being shown, especially on social media and media in general. And you kind of like, you don't hear too much about the good things that are going on, you know? Like, like I just read sometimes good things, but it's mostly just negativity. But I think they are not going to be able to
Well, that's the Associated Press job, is to pump negativity. The Associated Press controls the news network. They control the newspapers. They control the magazines. They're called the Associated Press, and their job is to pump negativity out 24/7. That's why you look on a news channel. I'm like, dang, everything is negative. Somebody got shot. Somebody got robbed. Something else. I'm like, anything positive happened. They got like one positive thing. Somebody donated some $250,000 to charity or something like that, which people don't know. If you donate to charity, you get it back on taxes.
yeah, and plus
So, mhm.
the only positive thing that they show is if a celebrity got a new car or if somebody got married. It's like there's so many good things in this world, but they just don't show it. A few years ago when I was working at this one place, they told us that we should check the news every day so we can have something to talk about with the customer. And after some time, I couldn't do it anymore. Like right in the morning,
Mm.
you gotta sit there and read these news. Everything, just all kinds of crazy stuff was in there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just really tired of it. Cause I'm a sensitive person. You know, I can't read and see negative stuff for too long. It just makes me sick. So I was like, I want to look for something good. So I typed in German good news.de, and I found it. Like there was really a website that was called that, and they had such beautiful stories there, like really stories that touched me. And I was sitting there crying and trying to hide it in front of the other people, you know, but I was like, at least that is something positive. Like I could go through my day a lot better and a lot lighter than if I have to read something bad about what happened to a child or this and that, you know. I just can't stand that. I don't know why they have to just show the stuff, because there's so much more positivity out here.
Well, I mean, it's all an illusion, and they have to keep you in an illusion. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And they have their agenda, we have ours.
Yeah.
We got to get into our agenda at this point in time, and that's what this book and what these uh, interviews or these diatribes is gonna do. Hopefully, we can do more Facebook Live. I'm not really. I'll be in the shell. I can't do no Facebook Live. I'll do it. I'm honored to be on your first show.
Yeah, I'm
I was
glad to
honored to
have
do
you
that.
here.
Mhm. Very appreciative, and I just can't. I'll be up. I'm in my own shell or whatever. But y'all can catch me on conference calls every Thursday, and we update the system, or we update what's going on and what's the next step to your soul getting out of this thing. And like Panic said, I'm one of the deaf coaches. I teach people how to die. Somebody has to do the job, so that's what I do.
To die and then to live, because this is actually, I mean, this here is not the true life. So
Right. And people are scared of death, and they just don't. It's going back to this ignorance thing. There is no death. We can't die. It's only a transference of energy. So you don't call it death. Just call it transition.
yeah, but there's so much confusion. I mean, it took me a long, long time to get to where I am at now. I was so confused and scared and whatnot, you know. And it just takes a lot of digging, and you have to be willing to sometimes have to face the fact that you've been taught wrong, and that you also thought wrong. You know what I mean? Like some people, they cannot be honest to themselves about certain things, and this is how they are blocking themselves.
Mm.
So they can't even get higher because they are afraid of
Or
it.
the lie. Hmm.
Now you go ahead.
I said the lie just feels better.
Hmm.
We love the lie.
It's
So the lie just feels better. Hmm.
because then you don't have to change nothing. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to question anything. Like I always question religion. Even in elementary school, I got in arguments with my teachers because that stuff just didn't feel right to me. The way they taught all these things, I was like, this stuff is not, it's not true, you know. But
The
I had,
soul always knows.
yep, yep, and I had to find the truth on my own. You know, there was nobody who taught me from little on what is right, what is wrong, like with the truth and everything. You know, I was always somebody who swam against the grain. Like I was kind of like not really a weirdo, but different. For instance, in school, fifth grade, I asked my teacher, "Are planets alive?" She looked at me like I'm stupid. She was like, you know, what the hell is she asking me? She did not understand my question, and she made me feel like a real dummy. you know, but I
You
just
know
always
what?
question
Mhm.
things like this, you know. I always knew there's more to life, and I didn't take things that people told me as the truth, you know. I question a lot of things, you know.
And what it is they don't know how to deal with star children. We are the star children. And we should be the first ones if we can continue this thing and we can get some money put up. We should start the first Star Child University
Hmm.
for kids that ask questions just like that. That need that type of information because really most of us, even as adults, we're still kids.
Yeah.
Most of us are still, I mean, you can pay your bills, you can pay your bills, you know how to clean your house and do all of that. But when it comes to this type of information, we're still kids. And there's these star people or star children out here that have these questions, and these people in the education system don't know how to answer the questions. They think it's something some type of retard question or something
Yeah.
like that, or something like that. But what it is, you're not. Don't be afraid to say you're weird because if you're functioning in this society, something's got to be wrong with you. The way things going, and you're not questioning, and you're not trying to get more knowledge. Something got to be wrong with you.
Yeah.
A person that doesn't want to know anything about themselves is a savage.
Hmm.
If you don't want to know nothing about yourself, you want to know nothing about what a spirit or a soul or what is going on, why is all of this? Okay, I just need to work and make money and provide for my own.
Yeah.
The problem is going to confront you sooner or later.
Yeah. Most definitely. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
If y'all have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section. Um, yeah.
That's that. We had. Mm-hmm.
You said in your book that changing your situation starts with the way you think.
Right.
Can you go a little bit deeper?
The war between the angels and the demons is in a chapter called Angels and Demons in my book. The war is in your mind. The angels are the good thoughts. The demons are the bad thoughts. We're talking in a metaphysical sense, because you have the metaphysical sense and you have the occult sense. Because in the occult sense, we the demons. Demon is another word for human. But in a metaphysical sense, the angels are channels of thoughts that's going to help you in this journey called life. And the demons are the thoughts that you don't know, but they appear to be angels. They appear to be good thoughts, but somehow they influence a decision that you make that detriments your future.
Okay.
So that's what this thing is. And the thoughts, the thinking, the war is going to be coming. The war is not between black and white people. The war is consciousness. We're in a war for our consciousness at this point in time. I told you yesterday, they got on Dr. Phil. They got a girl on Dr. Phil that hate the color she is. That's consciousness. That's what consciousness, you got to, this thing is very vast. And we can't take a day off. We don't have the white people kick their feet up. They have time to go and take a day off. We don't have no time to take no days off. We don't have the luxury to take a day off. So you have to constantly be in your mind, and you have to be doing this theology of hate. I told you with melanin. If you didn't hear about it, go back in the video and listen to that part.
Somebody asked, Simone Led is asking, how can we use anger to activate the deity within?
I said that earlier in the video. Basically, anger or hate is a form of, when they say in Star Wars, the Force. You have to force your melanin, which is the deity. The melanin is the Christ. The melanin is Satan. The melanin is God. The melanin is magic. The melanin is power. All of that just means melanin, which is the building, a substance that is the building block of the universe inside of you. When you get mad at your circumstance, you're telling the ley lines of the programming of consciousness. Melanin is consciousness too. You're telling the ley lines within you, the spiritual centers within you, that you do not agree with this circumstance and it needs to change. So you get mad and you demand that they change it. Don't ask, can you please change this for me? You go get on your knees. God, can you please get my teacher to give me an A? No, go to the melanin and say, it better be a motherfucking A.
Yeah. And I have a question
And you
about
got it.
that. Because it's like some people say that, okay, in a way that if you're mad at a situation or about your situation or whatever, and in a way you be like, man, I'm so tired of this. I don't want this anymore. That you in actuality, you pull in what you don't want. You should actually think
Right.
you already have it and this and that. And this is where I have problems too because I try to put it in my mind the things that like how I want my reality, like it is like that, it is like this, it is like that. I try to do it, but it's not easy, because sometimes you like, okay, I am like this, so I have this, or the situation is like that, and then something comes around and just to remind you, well, it is not like this right now. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only do two things on this realm. You either attract or you repel. There's only two things you're doing. You're either attracting something to you or you're repelling something away to you, away from you. So that's what you need to be focusing on. What are you attracting and what are you repelling? Eric, anger represents the planet Mars. Mars is a form of Heru, which is the first Christ, Horus, and Horus is a war deity. So yes, anger it moves the energy you need to get stuff done. But you can't take anger in a mundane sense like I'm mad at the white man. That's not going to do nothing. Or I'm mad at my boss at work. I'm mad at a coworker. I'm mad at my family member. That's not going to do nothing. That's not going to do nothing. You have to demand the energy inside of you to get what you want. And this is coming from a consciousness. If you believe it's going to happen, it won't happen. The age of belief left with Pisces. We're in the age of knowing. So you got to know what you is. And you got to know it's going to work. You can't believe it no more. That energy has matured and declined. Just like the old dregs of old, the old arts, those rituals and all that stuff people do, that stuff don't work. You can't go to the magic store and buy you a ritual. You got to make your own. Melanin is called creative physics. I told you this thing is vast. It's also called fractose. It's called chaos physics. It's a multitude of things, but It is everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's all in these movies. Anytime you see that black substance in horror movies, you know, they get stabbed and the black substance come out. That's all melanin. And that's what we learning. Melanin ain't just your skin color. Melanin is in your central nervous system. Melanin is melatonin. It puts you to sleep. It's crushed up death in the body. Like how we said, these deities of old died in the beginning of time, and the substance from their bodies was made to create the earth in this universe. The substance that that was used is melanin. It's the building blocks of the universe. But this substance, since these gods died, the substance was put into humans. So melanin is nothing but crushed up deity death or crushed up stardust from these guys that died a long time ago. But the gods are inside of you, and they're going through a transmutation process called life in the physical. So when they raise up, they will never fall again. I'm sorry, getting tongue tied. Been talking for a while. But you must rely on your melanated powers. This thing ain't coming from no revolution. All of that is finished. The revolution is in your spirituality and in your consciousness.
Can you be a little bit specific on the connection between melanin and the soul?
Melanin, like I said, there were several worlds that existed before the earth was created in another universe. Melanin was the substance that these planets that existed prior was made up of. So if the soul is a partial breakage of that original star I told you that is Sirius, put into a human body, inside of a star is something called carbon. It's a black ball. And the black ball is darkness, and out of this dark ball is emitting a light around it, and that is the star. Mm-hmm. Gases and all of that. That's why you have gas in the human body. We're stars. That black dot is in the center of your pineal gland in your head, and it regulates melatonin and serotonin in your body, which is these alchemical liquids that flow through your body that gives you full control over your motor skill, or over your body movements and your thought patterns. So melanin is what the soul is. It is melanin. It's a primordial substance that emits light. The light is the soul, but the melanin is the foundation of the soul. Without the darkness, you can't get no light.
Okay.
Before you didn't know what metaphysics was. Now you know what it is. So you was in the darkness before, now you have light of it. With the same thing with the melanin in the soul. The melanin was the building block, the darkness before the star, and now the star is here and it's you.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that answers that.
Yeah. Like I said, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. And I actually just have one more question left, but you actually answered that in the beginning. I was going to ask you if you plan on publishing more books.
Yes, my next book is in the workings. I haven't posted it yet, but it's going to be called Melanin, Nihilism, and DMT. dimethyltryptamine. Dimethyltryptamine, which is it's the spiritual substance that gives you dreams and all of that. That comes out of melanin. Melanin produces DMT. Go get a book called DMT by Dr. Richard Strauss. If you want to learn what DMT is, because that's what we bringing. We bringing that next. Bringing this thing right here.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you already know when you, like, around what time you might publish it?
I'm so lazy. I don't know. I'm still writing it. I'm
Okay.
still putting my ideals together. It took me 2 months to write the Blueprint of Darkness, so I was really motivated. I'm still getting my motivation for this book. It's in development right now, but
Okay.
I don't have a date. No, I don't have a date yet. It's in the workings. If there's a demand for it, y'all guys start. If y'all start demanding it or whatever, then I'll get on it.
Yeah, make sure to let me know, when it's out.
Most definitely, you'll be the first one.
Okay. Yeah, and I
That
read
you
this book in one day. I read it in one day. And actually, I think 4 to 5 hours.
dedication.
Yeah.
I had nobody else read that in one day, so that's dedication right there. Because a lot of people hit me up like, "Hey, man, I don't understand this stuff," or "Can you go a little bit further?" And it's real simple. Did it seem simple to you?
Yes. I mean, some words are
Nope.
kind of like complicated, but I guess it's also because of the language maybe, you know. Um,
Oh yeah. I
but
understand.
I understood what you were talking about because you don't explain it in a complicated way or something. And
Right.
I don't know, it's like I just was eating it up, to be honest. I was just reading, 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 reading. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to get that information. I was very curious to
Well, let me
know.
let me ask this. Y'all up in Germany, do they ever talk about the Germanic deities, Odin and all them?
Nah,
They don't ever talk about that.
nah, no.
Word.
And they actually just, I mean, if they talk about it, it's in movies, but I never heard of those in school or anything like that.
What about the Black Sun Society?
No.
Okay,
You
well, all
maybe
of
would
that
have
there.
these type of topics in a documentation or something like that, but they don't talk about that here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's very interesting.
The only thing when it comes to history that they like to show over and over and over again is Hitler.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Hitler was deeply into occult and metaphysics and melanin.
Yeah, and also, I'm not defending him. He was a madman for sure. But one thing that not well, this one thing that not a lot of people know is that the whole Nazi stuff, it wasn't only Germans that were Nazis. And it
Of
wasn't
course.
that they said they don't like nothing else but white. It was a certain ideology that these people had. There were black Nazis, Arabic Nazis, Asian Nazis, okay? And it's not like that you just had one black man and one black Asian. You had groups of these people that joined the
Hmm.
Nazis. And Hitler even knew that the black people in America, that they are the original Jews, and that they are the chosen people of the Bible, and that the other so-called Jews, that they are just fake Jews, and that America is actually doing horrible things to the people of God.
Well, he was just talking about the people with the melanin, and America was going to be the last, just like how we had one last war in heaven. The last war is going to go down in America, and once we finish America off, uh, they pretty much show what happens in the movies. Bye bye Earth. So this is the last. frontier. The last battle is in America. But he was just saying that those people is basically the melanated people of this planet are those chosen people, and he knows it has to do with melanin because he wrote a book on melanin on occultism. I told you Adolf Hitler's The Black Magician. I read the book.
Yeah. Like I didn't understand it right. Like I was like, oh, I didn't know he had a book out, but I didn't know like, is it like did they make a book out of different notes or writings that he did, or is it like somebody else?
Matter of fact, I got you. Somebody else, an expert on it. Get the book, The Black Sun by Peter Moon. He breaks down. He is an expert on Hitler and not Nazi Germany. His name is Peter Moon. It's called the Black Sun because Hitler's society started off in the Theosophical Society. He broke off and created the Black Sun Society, but it all came from Rudolf Steiner. Rudolf Steiner was like the Yoda. He was like the old teacher or whatever that taught them everything. And Hitler burned down his laboratory and his library, and Rudolf Steiner died of a broken heart because of what Hitler did to him.
Oh.
Or whatnot. Yeah, but Peter Moon got that Black Sun. That's that fire. You'll get all whatever you want to know, all in there.
They was always doing expeditions to the, I think, was it North Pole or South Pole?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Oh yeah, but isn't it?
They also talk about in the Black Sun. They talk about how the Nazis and some of these Jews was going to Egypt and eating mummies, and they had a black resin in the mummies, and they were trying to get knowledge of the universe from eating that melanin.
Are you serious?
That's in the book. That's all in the book, documented. They were eating mummies. They call that when you hear the word mumia is they eat mummies. They eat black people. They still eat black people today, but they was eating mummies. And Hitler was a master cloner. They said Hitler was one of the first masters in cloning. So cloning is older than what we think. And they said they brought back a pharaoh from Egypt one time and asked them, what is the secrets of the universe? And the pharaoh started laughing and he said, you idiots, we don't keep the secrets. The priests kept the secrets, and the priests from Egypt all burned their bodies when they died because they saw that the white man in the future was going to come and try to clone them.
Whoa. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and then they got mad and killed the pharaoh. They burned him up. He was just laughing while he was burning. That's in the book too. Just get Peter Moon, The Black Sun.
I was about to say the pharaoh probably doesn't care, but how is it possible? Like, you know, when they do the cloning, since they're doing the cloning, it can't be a soul that's in that vessel, can it?
No, it's a counter. Remember, I told you a spirit is something that animates something on the physical plane. A cockroach has a spirit. A dog has a spirit. A soul is a star that existed prior to this universe in a physical body, or a energy of a star that's in particular bodies down here. And these people have an energy that existed prior to the physical universe. That's a soul. But they can't create souls. They can basically do electric shock therapy and do subconscious programming. Like, go get the movie Manchurian Candidate, where the dude get on the phone, he call him on the phone, he say one word to him, and he snap out. Or get the movie Get Out that just came out about 2 years ago. That's all about cloning and what they're doing to black and white people. They clone white people too all the time.
But for what?
All this, they just figured out.
For what? What's the purpose of cloning people? I mean, I heard it with celebrities and stuff. Okay, that would make some sense, you know, but for what?
Well, I'll get to that. Get the book Everything is under control by Robert Antoine Wilson. Bobby Hemmett talked about this book. And in the book, he says some gay people fear that they will be cloned out of existence. If you go into any library or Barnes and Noble, there is an African American literature section. I'm talking about in America. I don't know about in Europe, but in America, if you go to any library or Barnes and Noble, there is an African American literature section, and right next to every African American literature section is a homosexual section.
Oh.
So the word, when he says some gay people in the book everything is under control by Robert Antoine Wilson. When he says some gay people fear of being cloned out of existence, he was talking about black people fear. And you ask why do they clone black people? They didn't figure out how to clone black people until the 1970s. That's why when the Nazis was burning bodies in the gas chambers, they burned a lot of the Merovingians and the gypsies, because they needed that DNA from the gypsies to figure out how to clone black people. And they cracked the code in 1970. That's when they went to UCLA University and they finally named a cultum melanin out of UCLA University. And why they have to clone black people, they need to kill a certain amount of black people, because like anything on the planet, when a mutation comes within an ecological environment, the mutation is either eaten, like if you ever see an albino tiger born or albino whatever, something that's abnormal, the stronger genes will eat the albino whatever it is. They'll eat it because it's weak. Well, just like black people existing on the planet, there's something that emits. If you ever seen a football game, if you ever seen somebody play a football game, and when they sit on the bench from playing hard, you will see this array of steam coming from their head. That energy coming out of black people is called kundalini. If white people didn't touch black people and just let us live and procreate, so many black people will come to the planet. They will reincarnate. So many black people will come that the kundalini from our bodies will automatically kill off their race. The energy of us existing. See, they don't got a problem with you. They got a problem with your energy. So they got to kill every year. They kill 100,000. They kill 100,000 Africans on the continent every month, because they got to kill enough black people. So this energy that they call this energy Satan. Whenever you hear something about a serpent in the Bible or a dragon, that's the energy of us. They call it Satan. They got to kill Satan, but Satan you can't kill, because Satan and Christ is the same thing.
Yeah.
Why did Jesus say, Satan, get behind me? If I was Jesus, I would have said, Satan, get the fuck away from me. Don't get behind me. Why, you gonna tell somebody, you gonna tell your enemy to get behind you? They're the same person. All this is an alchemical mythology. They're giving you something esoteric. But anyways, they got to kill and clone black people to distract us. They got to put clones out there to distract us. That's the whole Kanye West, all of that stuff. All those clones, that's to distract us. But at the same time, while we're being distracted, they're killing us. Then they're putting the clones out there to make it look like they haven't killed us. So you don't count, we don't count how many black people are around us. We let white people count. Do the what you call it when you count people? The census. When you do a census and you count how many people, we don't count them. White people, you let the people who oppress you count how many of you is there, so they can kill 1 million and say, hey, it's only 12 million of y'all.
Yeah.
There's only 12 million, Yeah, census. Yeah.
And it's a lie anyway. They say that black people in America are the Minority. I don't think that's possible. I don't think they are the minority. I
Yeah,
think they are
that's
the
not true.
majority, but they tell people that they are the minority so they can feel lower and less powerful.
Minority is a made up word. So Mexicans and gay people, even white supremacists consider themselves minorities. You see what I'm saying? It's a created political mechanism. Be careful with words. They're real good with words. Minority was just something created to suppress a black uprising. So the word minority was created to so we won't get no rights, but we shouldn't even want rights. We should want power. But the power we need at this time is spiritual because before we even take a political step, which we ain't gonna run the world no more. We done with that. You thinking there is the black world that's coming is the new Jerusalem. You can't put no nigga in charge right now. Let's just be real, because black people are comfortable not doing nothing. Obama definitely ain't did nothing. So, I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, the agenda is not to go kill white people, because not all white people are bad. There's some good white people. Shit, well, half of the white people that came out, Gerald Massey and all these guys, Kenneth Grant, without them, we wouldn't even have this information. They were custodians of our information. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is all about spirituality, and we got to understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're still dying. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the laws of nature. So how you want to close this thing out?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say again that if anybody has questions, put it in the comment section because we're about to finish this right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Any
for all of
questions?
those who haven't gotten it yet, y'all need to purchase this book. If you want some real
Yes, sir.
information, some knowledge, and expand your mind, even if
Yes,
you have to
sir.
take your time with the book. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's different.
Right. And I just want to thank everyone who already purchased the book. If you're gonna purchase the book, thank you. Make sure you share this on your timeline and like it, please. And let's post this thing. Let's get the information out. We do conference calls every Thursday. If you want to know more information, you can IM us and make sure y'all follow Nita because I believe she's going to have more interviews
Yep.
coming in the future for her show Nita's Universe. So I just want to thank Nita for providing this platform for me to bring this book and we need to empower our sisters and everything and bring that masculine feminine energy back to the black community.
Yep.
And I think that's really important.
Most definitely. And I thank you for being on my show. It was really interesting. And yeah, it's just nice to start off like this, to have you here and to talk about your book and to talk about different important subjects. I think this is what we should do more often, just in general, as a people, to talk about knowledge because we know enough about the dumb stuff, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Too
So,
much.
if nobody has any questions, I'll wait a few more minutes, then we're going to close this up.
Y'all gonna see yourselves in special
Thank you,
effects when
Eric.
I'm done. Appreciate that, Eric.
Thank you. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see what you're going to do. Definitely.
Ashe.
Let's see. Somebody has a question for you. And if not, then we're gonna cover some other topics anyway the next time.
Right.
And then people have the chance to ask some questions too.
Well, all righty. It was good. I guess it was good, I guess.
Definitely. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think oh, Michael Booth has a question. What about the black sun?
What about it, Michael? The black sun is serious. You're the black sun. Whenever you see that Nazi tattoo, they tattooed your soul on them.
And they don't even know it, They don't even know it. Not the ones,
That's
especially not
fine.
the ones from today. It's like here in Germany when I see these fools running around. I mean, it's not a lot of them. I mean, y'all have
Hmm.
bigger problems in America with racism than we do over here in Germany, which I think some people might find funny since we had Hitler here. But these Nazis over here, they're just so stupid, They don't know. They don't know shit. They just think, oh, Hitler was a racist. He didn't like nobody else but white people, and this is just what they go for.
Well, that's the majority of the world. You got to go into the occult realm. It's called the occult realm, and you have to study this thing. You got to study this thing for such a long. It's so much information.
Yeah, but a lot of people when they hear the word occult, it makes them like be scared. They scared and they just want to keep a distance. I was like too. Oh, occult is devilish, it's evil, it's dark. I
Mhm.
mean, it was always interesting to me, but I always kept my distance because you know in normal today's society, people don't think that occult is something good, but that's the problem if you don't know anything about it, then you can say all types of stuff, but if you don't have any knowledge on it, then, that's a problem.
Right, right. You just got to keep an open mind, and at this time, you got to become advanced. You gotta we got to get out the same stuff. We got to get into different things. White people don't know more than us. They're exposed to more than us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
And get y'all a Techion energy plate too. I'm sorry. Get y'all one of these. Get some energy going. This does a whole lot.
what is this?
Techion energy was developed by Nikola Tesla. It's energy that raises vibrations in your body to the ninth sphere. We come from the 11th sphere, but ninth is close enough to me because there's only 9 numbers. Every other number is a replica. So this plate right here keeps your vibration on high. So if you have any spiritual attacks, anything you're worried about entities or anything like that, keep this on you when you sleep and all of that, and you'll have more revealing dreams. You'll have like today, I went to somebody stole something off my credit card off online on the internet, and my bill didn't go through the phone. I mean through the car company, so I had to go to my car dealership. And I went up in there and I'm talking and stuff to one of these white ladies that handle the car payments. And she said, "Yeah, you got to be careful with that internet because the first time I did it was a year ago, and I ordered something from Egypt for $1,000 and it never made it to me."
Hmm,
Now,
dang.
what's the coincidence that we did this interview today and I could share that with you? So it keeps a spiritual circumstance ongoing continuously. Once you put this thing on, it's almost like a ancestral energy around you. The purple represents Osiris. The purple represents the crown chakra. Even the sash around the cross is purple. So is another representation of melanin. Is the purple
If somebody
royalty?
maybe, I mean, Simone said she just ordered one today. And Omaria's asking where do you purchase from? Maybe Simone, if you can, maybe put the link later in the comment section so people can check
Right,
out where to get it from. Because I would like to know too.
right, right. You just, man, y'all know, go on Amazon, type in Tesla energy plate.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have
It's
to
the
go.
it's the information age now. It's the information age. All you got to do is go on Google.
Tesla energy plate or something.
It's spelled Tesla. Tesla purple energy plate. Tachyon energy. Tachyon is spelled Tachyon. Tachyon,
Okay.
which one of the most ancient words for melanin out of Kemet is called techum.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Well,
Okay.
seems like nobody's having any more questions. So I thank everybody for tuning in, and I'm sure y'all learned something, you know. And I thank you again, Oni. And we definitely gonna repeat this. We're gonna do this again, but we're gonna have to check when. And whenever it's time, we let y'all know so y'all can tune back in.
All right, family. It was good. Ashe to the guys and the
Ashe.
ancestors.
Ashe.